Good evening. Today is September 19th, and you're watching the Manila Times News Prime. Our top story: former Ilocos Sur Governor Luis Chavit Singson accused favored contractors in Ilocos Norte of amassing billions in questionable flood control projects. He questioned how President Marcos could deny knowledge of the deals since they were undertaken in his home province. At a press conference, Singson presented the names of firms he said were behind the anomalies. The former governor said corruption in flood works was widespread. Singson also questioned the sincerity of ongoing investigations, but he expressed support for the Independent Commission on Infrastructure. He described its members as good people. In related news, House Speaker Faustino Dy has ordered Bicol party list representative Zaldy to return within 10 calendar days. Dy has already revoked the travel clearance of Cole. The House leader says the presence of Cole is needed due to the existence of pressing national matters. Cole has been the subject of numerous allegations involving anomalous flood control projects and insertions in the 2025 national budget. He is currently in the United States receiving medical treatment. The Senate has received a subpoena from the Independent Commission for Infrastructure, or ICI, summoning former DPWH Assistant District Engineer Bryce Hernandez. This was confirmed by Senate President Tito Soto. The subpoena is part of the Commission's ongoing investigation into alleged anomalies in flood control projects. It was routed through the Senate because Hernandez remains under the Chamber's custody. Soto says the Senate is ready to comply with the subpoena. In other news, Tropical Storm Nando could reach super typhoon status by Monday. Pag-asa Administrator Nathaniel Servando says the storm is expected to intensify into a typhoon by Saturday. He says strong winds and rains are expected. While there are still no storm signals, Servando says those will be hoisted on Saturday. Pag-asa expects the storm signals to be raised to as high as signal number 5, particularly in the areas in the northern portion of Luzon that could be directly hit. FEMA Corporation is mourning the passing of its chairman emeritus, Oscar Hilado. He was 87 years old. His death marks the end of a decades-long leadership that helped shape the company into one of the country's most diversified conglomerates. Hilado joined FEMA 60 years ago. He has been a director of the company since 1969 and was the chairman of the board from 2003 to 2021. And finally, a business expert from China says his country is considering many potential investments in the Philippines. He discussed Philippine-Chinese trade relations amid the tension in the West Philippine Sea in our program, Newsmakers with Ben Kritz.
Huge amount of Chinese capital is lining up to explore the markets in the Philippines. The only thing we need to really work is to convince the Chinese government and the Filipino government to normalize our diplomatic relations so that no one is standing in the way of this tsunami of Chinese investment into the Philippines. It will really accelerate the economic development of the Philippines.
You can watch the full interview this coming Monday in the Manila Times streaming channel. For more news and information, read the Manila Times on print, subscribe to its digital edition, or log on to www.manilatimes.net. Follow us on Facebook, Instagram, X, TikTok, and LinkedIn, and be part of our communities on Viber, Telegram, WhatsApp, and Mastodon. That's all for now on the Manila Times News Prime. Remember to stay safe, stay informed, and stay connected. I'm Michael Ang. Good night.